Welcome back, Picklers. We're back for another episode number 7. We're in the dungeon. Press conference is about to begin. We got Mr. Daniel over here, Mr. Shaw, and we're bringing the energy today from a lot of the viewers. Thank you for listening in. We're bringing the energy. That's it, okay? Here we go, sir.
So what do we got on today's pod? We got a lot of fun, a lot of stuff that happened in Canada. But we're going to start with something fun. Let's talk giveaways.
It's giveaway time. Mr. Shaw, what giveaway do we got going on today?
Well, we have a new tournament coming up in OPA Hamilton, the Steel Cup Invitational.
It's not invite only.
And we're going to have a free entry for your team, is it?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it for your whole team.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
registration, you're still paying for the division cost, though.
Oh, you're not that nice? Come on.
Okay, we can do the whole thing for you.
Okay, sure. Whole thing. First, the tournament has many different divisions. Mr. Producer in the back is still looking for a split-age men's partner and a split-age mixed partner. So if anybody knows anyone who wants to team up with Producer and officially win his first medal, then let's do that, right?
I'm gonna get that dub. It's gonna come. It's definitely in the cards. You guys better watch out. Training hard. You're not gonna beat me.
Let's go.
I love that. You're training way harder than all of us. So early bird registration up until May 10th, $60. Then it goes to $70. But we have a whole weekend.
When is it?
It is June 25th, which is a Thursday. So we have the 50-plus events on the Thursday. The Friday's the split age. Saturday, Sunday, gender and mix. So, we got a full weekend of events. Maybe we'll make our debut, tournament season debut. Who knows? Somebody's got to run the tournament, though, so one of us will not be partaking. But with all said, we'd love to see everybody there. We're going to definitely bring the energy, special prizes and giveaways to be announced. So after this podcast, we'll put an Instagram up as well to give away the draw. So stay tuned for that. Moving along here, what do we got?
So let's talk about the content we got today. We're going to talk about some recent news with Pickleball Canada, as well as just, them as in where we see their organization wanting to go versus where they've been in the past. And we're also going to do something really fun. We're going to talk about the crazy stories from the court, from the years that we've been playing, what we've seen, the crazy stuff, the cool stuff, just kind of get into our world here. So without further ado, I wanted to intro our first topic here. Let's talk about news with Pickleball Canada. They just recently announced, just yesterday, I think, that there is a pathway from recreational all the way to the national level at the, associated with maybe a club that you're part of. So, Mark, what's going on?
I mean, to be honest with you, very tough to start something like this nationwide, but you got to start somewhere. Always got to start from the ground up, and it's very grassroots right now. There's really nothing being offered. Like, I know I pay my $20.
We only paid our $20 so we could sign up for nationals.
And now you have insurance too.
Well, we figured out we might not even get in yet, so.
We'll talk about nationals after, but the league thing, I like the idea. There are some leagues happening right now. Nothing really Canada-wide. Very tough to get all the coordination together. Definitely requires a lot of effort from multiple parties where the pay might not be there for them. They're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. But could you see something like this happening in a year? Like, what are the timelines to get something from the regional level to the provincial level all the way to like that national pathway to have the different provinces competing from these leagues?
Well, I think it's going to happen. It's just going to take a lot more time than we all think. We have local small leagues and stuff like that are trying to expand in that stuff, but it just takes so much time.
My perspective is you can't have a different experience at different clubs. Like, it has to be standardized because there might be an easier pathway, right, to trickle to nationals in these smaller obviously these smaller pickleball hubs, which isn't really, fair. You kind of snorkel your way into it. So we got to make sure there's standards, and we got to make sure that the experience is the same everywhere, or as close to as possible.
Yeah, like, for example, what just came to my mind is something very, it brings a lot of full circle of moments here is we started out playing in a lot of these outdoor seasonal clubs where if you go to and create your membership and you look at the clubs to select, those are the clubs you're looking for. Most of them seem to be outdoor seasonal clubs, whereas now as the shift moves towards some more privatized clubs and all these private clubs opening, Pickleball Canada is not approaching any of these private clubs. At the end of the day, they're working with all these provincial clubs that pay the fees and of course, they have good memberships and they're great clubs, but is it sustainable to be working with kind of seasonal clubs that don't have the proper infrastructure all year round?
I'd say like 5-6 years ago, people were freaking out about sanctioned tournaments. You have to go to a sanctioned tournament. There was a different rating system being used in Canada, right?
CTPR.
Yeah, the CTPR rating
Mine's
system.
a 3.3.
There
Watch
you go.
out.
And it was very serious back then. But just like in the US, right, the PPA is not, USAP and PPA aren't really like aligned in sort of like, they're using Duper obviously because they own it too. So I think that Pickleball Canada has to go back to the drawing board and understand what business model makes sense for all parties involved. There's a lot of mouths to feed. There's a club that should be able to monetize the experience, right? There are players that need to be able to see the pathway and it should be standardized and it needs to be a respected pathway with people that are involved that vet it and are in it for the right reasons, right? So this is a very critical moment for Pickleball Canada to come back into the sport after it grew so much in Canada, where they've kind of been maybe taking a bit of a back seat, with the facility growth, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, if we think about the $20 we just spent to renew our membership to hopefully play nationals, now nationals is asking for $165 reg fee, no prize money, $45 per event. That's totally fine. I'm happy to pay for it, but we need a little bit more transparency. Where is this money going? What's being done with it? And just the track record over the years, I've always wanted to support the growth of pickleball in Canada and attend all the events at a national level. But I just don't know. There's no transparency as to what's going on with all these funds.
Yeah, like the CNPL, obviously let's call it the highest level of filtered pickleball
That's
you could
privatized.
play. Privatized, right? Where is the relationship with Pickleball Canada? It has to be there in some way, shape, or form. That's Pickleball Canada. Ultimately, God willing, we're going to be in the Olympics. They're ultimately going to be involved in that. And if they don't have the respect at the moment, right, in terms of like organizational sort of like hierarchy and sort of what's going on, like they need to have it now.
I think for definitely unbiased opinions and just to see a full realm of the best pickleball players in Canada, there needs to be a selection committee involving multiple, qualified and high-level people from multiple provinces, so that there's not a bias in saying, this person from BC, I have a bigger sample size with them. They're a terrific player. I like them. Like I want to have going into like something on a national scale and sending the best players. Yeah. To represent Canada, we need something on a full scale.
I see the representation now. I know Steve Deacon's doing amazing work, but it's only pooling it from I think Western Canada right now, right in the tryouts.
No, they have a combine in Calgary, but obviously you'll have to pay your own way to go from here. And like
doesn't make sense.
We still don't know. Like it's going to get you a great opportunity and learning experience, which I think maybe be worth the money in your experience, but a lot of people don't want to pay out of pocket to go somewhere for those reasons, right? For a tryout essentially.
And let's move on here to the Canadian Nationals itself being held here, right in the heart of Toronto at Pickleplex Downsview, and I think Vaughan as well. Bunch of courts, great. The expectation, like you're saying, there's this prize money is whether it's a little bit or a lot. I think it's almost a standard to have it at that level. I mean, at least in the open division, and where from seeing obviously the lottery system that they have to use, just like the U.S. Open has to, because the number of players versus number of courts that they're going to have. What do you see is will work, and what do you think they might need to add?
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. So I was fortunate enough to attend nationals. I've been to a couple. So I've been to Kingston, playing on the hockey rink. My knees are feeling it to this day, using the yellow Onyx ball. Great tournament, but obviously that was back in, 2022, I think. So we've come a long way since then. Then I went to Halifax. It was tennis court surface, but not dedicated pickleball courts. This year, So the last year was in Manitoba, I think. I think Manitoba or Winnipeg. Mix of dedicated plus non-dedicated.
Wasn't it Nova Scotia?
No, not last year. I attended Nova Scotia in Bedford. That was at a Tennis Canada facility.
Sure.
So lined tennis courts. Finally, this year, all courts will be dedicated, which is a great step in the direction. Of course, they have to pay the price where it's two separate locations.
Yeah.
So this is nationals, and they're kind of creating a little bit of a divide in terms of the celebration. You really want everyone in one facility, but I think it's the step in the right direction in terms of professionalizing the experience for everyone.
At least it's under the same organizational umbrella, right? So that hopefully it could be a standardized experience. But yeah, I think Max, what are your thoughts on this whole Canadian National
playing
thing?
experience? I'd much rather it be two spaces that are dedicated pickleball, rather than half the courts are pickle and then you have the other half of the section that's just line tennis courts.
Nova Scotia was half outdoors, half indoors.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy experience.
You don't want to have a disparity, right, between maybe like pro play or whatever open gets like the fancy courts and all the rec doesn't, because it's a celebration of recreational pickleball just as much as open level pickleball, right? So I think that this is going to be a massive deal. There's going to be over 1,000 people coming out, probably more.
Producer, what's cooking over there?
Do you ever think that we'll get to the level of having a facility like they do in the US where you could have 25 or 40 courts for all one event for something of this magnitude? Like you go down to the States, you got the fort, you've got, that place in Mesa, Arizona that just opened up like 50, 60 courts. Do you think we're going to get there, or do you think we're a while away?
My perspective, while away. It has to be indoor, seeing the climate.
But we will have an outdoor of that size, I think.
Outdoor?
You can do
not
outdoor.
on the East Coast.
Yeah, outdoor we would.
You could do that even like with the National Bank.
You have to be a really bad
the
businessman.
York University facility.
You gotta be.
It's not dedicated.
No, but they would just paint the whole place.
No, outdoor it's fine, but indoor you got to be a really bad businessman to have a 40 court facility in Toronto with the rental rates.
Yes,
It doesn't make. You might as well
lots.
sell to Amazon, right? It just makes no sense. You could go to Texas and buy a home for $500,000, like a mega mansion. You just in Toronto, or in these hubs, not feasible at all, which sucks. But it is what it is. Yeah, but yeah, we're hoping for a good turnout. We hope to see a representation from the OPA team and from our community as well. If we just the lottery goes our way.
And one last question here in regards to nationals. Do you think in the open level events, considering that the registration is $165 and event fee is $45, you think even if they raise that event fee, that nationals should start incorporating some prize money into their tournaments, given that the size and scale and how much they're generating?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. There's got to be a reason why they haven't.
Mm-hmm. I know to cause a little bit of a controversy that there is a CNPL event the same weekend as nationals, so a lot of the top Canadian players will not be participating this year. Breaking news.
Because they're signed,
A little
right? Yeah,
poor communication.
Because they get...
That's the
both those
misalignment.
ends. Yeah. Exactly.
Here you go.
That is a bit of a misalignment. I don't know if it is truly... if they were both on the same page and they just went ahead with it. But I think there definitely needs to be some sort of cohesiveness and partnership, form to really grow the game in forces together.
That's really...
Happens once a year.
That's really bad. Yeah.
But the problem that we're having, this happened with the PPA coming. They shifted the dates there because of the nationals. And the problem with Canada is that we've only got so many good months where you've got the prospect of outdoor courts. So everyone that rushes to the same 3 weeks in August to do an event, if everything was unified, right? We don't have PPA and CNPL and Pickleball Canada. There's just too many different organizations here that how do we actually move forward of growing the sport in Canada when you've got all these competing interests that aren't actually aligned?
So good, great point. And I have a question for you here, producer. Most of these facilities that are hosting the CNPL event, nationals included, Canadian nationals, these are all private facilities. Do you think that most of these events are happening in the summer months due to the busy schedules of these facilities in the winter where they're really, they know they can fill out their space and they want to just free it up in the summer.
I mean, if it was my facility, I'd be like, yeah, let's shove some stuff in here when no one wants to be playing inside when it's beautiful 30 degrees sunny outside. But it also gets to the point of like, okay, how do we start fixing our schedule so that it's a little bit more aligned? Like say, as the sport grows and we have more players that do want to do like PPA challengers and CNPL, like, is there any prospect of that? Like, is that a possibility? And if not, like, how do you dedicate enough facilities with enough courts, with enough time to allow all of this to happen?
And the answer to that is, I have the answer. Very simply, the municipalities or regions need to build a space with 30 courts or 20 courts run by the city, funded by the city, non-profit, and you can have these events scheduled throughout the year. Obviously, the members might face a little backlash when they're closed 7-8 weeks a year, but that is the best path to have one dedicated facility, great experience, where owners don't have to say, let's do this weekend because I can make more money in that weekend, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's a non-profit. That's the solution.
Yeah, there's a lot of bias, obviously, even if there was a further incentive to maybe a multiple on their time on court kind of like revenues to then compensate for it. The members will get that experience. I think the biggest thing, just we could move on to the next topic here, is that I think that Pickleball Canada has to start treating the organization like a true business with P&L instead of a voluntary organization, just like the private organizations that they're currently competing with instead of working together with are. And when they think of it that way, it will take, because they're going to be given a lot of authority when it comes to some of the larger, side of things like the Olympics. They have to be, again, starting now to treat it like a business.
And one last point, not to bash anything, I love the development of what the coaching program is doing in Canada, certifying hundreds of coaches. But what if all that money went to Pickleball Canada and we can afford to pay a CEO to run Pickleball Canada instead of our national pickleball coaching program just funding Tennis Canada? That's
a whole other conversation.
And that's my exclamation point on the whole topic right there is where are our funds going, right?
Yeah.
All right, next topic.
So to the fun stuff, we're going to talk about the crazy shit that we've seen on courts.
Crazy shit.
Crazy. It's unreal. We're leaving out the real crazy shit because, it ain't PG. We're going to get demonetized. So without further ado, I'm going to let Mark start with some...
You want me to start?
Yeah.
No.
Who's going to start? Some fun stories from the court.
Max's fun stories.
Okay, Max's is the most outrageous, I think, of all of them. So, Max, bring us into your world. Bring us into your world of pickle right now. What's going on? What's something that really stuck with you?
So, probably one of the funnier stories that we encountered.
How funny?
Pretty funny, I would think. But we'll see. Playing in a tournament probably 2 years ago. It was me and Mr. Eric Belahov.
Oh,
another shout out.
Ruby. Always.
We were playing out in Chicago, the APP. It was an amateur event. We were playing 4-5.
Bunch of amateurs, eh?
Yeah, we drove out there, long drive, got some pizza, relaxed, had a couple pops, and went to play the next day.
Sounds like you guys went for pleasure.
It was a business trip. We were going into the convention center. It was an indoor tournament.
Rollout?
All rolled out.
Oof.
Yeah. And
Definitely
we walk
pleasure.
in, and all you see is a bunch of people wearing costumes. We called them, they're called furries. So they were all dressed up in all these crazy, outrageous outfits, and you had no clue you were at a pickleball tournament. And then there's a couple signs where you just had to walk down the hallways and stuff, and then you just open the doors, and it's like another world you just entered, which was the pickleball tournament. And if you had to leave the venue, you walked back out, and all you see is all the furries again.
Did you see any? I've seen some of these videos on like Insta. Like they have Congo line. Some of them are wearing some weird.
Oh yeah, they would go
shit.
up to you. It was
It's
crazy.
cool.
Did they charge you admission for both? You had to buy a wristband?
No, sir.
For both conventions?
Was there
sir.
any crossover? Did you ever see any of the furries come and play pickleball?
None of the furries actually stepped through the door. So you never saw the furries in the pickleball space, but a lot of the pickleball players, you could point them out when they were walking in there.
Oh,
It's like when you're walking through an airport and you see a guy wearing like a Selkirk backpack. And
Exactly.
you give him the nod. You're like, yeah. You know what you're doing out there, bud.
Exactly.
it actually happened to me the last trip I went on for the first time because I bring a big Selkirk bag because it's the best travel bag, and someone's like, "Oh, you're gonna play pickleball?" I'm like, "Finally, someone knows I'm a degenerate pickleball player, right?" Like this isn't just a big bag for no reason. That's bright red.
Oh,
That's crazy.
funny.
Well,
That's
Max, we all
a good
know
story.
we all know that you actually went to the furry convention and did some
Wait,
weird
how did
shit.
you guys do in Chicago?
That was gold.
Oh,
It was worth the 7-hour day.
it's because you guys were nice and relaxed with the pizzas, the
Oh,
pops,
yeah.
Diet pop or just regular pop?
Pivas.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll let you guys translate that. There you
Google
go.
Translate.
Okay, I guess I'll that's crazy. I don't know if I could top that story. No, I won't. But funny story though. Mark and I haven't played in tournament in a while. You could see by my reliability on Duper if you go to Daniel Goffrey and see it's a fat one with I think a 4.844, but realistically it's an 8.4. It's missing a decimal place, right? So, but
When's your tournament debut?
I think soon. Like it would.
Because listen, I've been getting a lot of questions. I this guy didn't pay his Pickleball Canada certification, so I had to click needing partner. And now I'm getting a lot of requests. I see you're available. Shout out to everyone watching here that DM me to be my partner. But we'll see if he renews his membership.
When's the for nationals?
Yeah, you're not here, right?
I'm not here.
Oh
Can't
my
play.
God, no!
Can't play.
Perfect. I'm partnering with one man from Quebec, beautiful soul, Ivan. We played
Yeah.
rec with him. Wow. Shout out Ivan. I'm going to send you this link for your official partner request after.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm happy.
Breaking news.
There you
Two
go.
lefties too. He's a lefty, so it's okay.
Well, we all know.
Keep it in the
We all
family.
know just a dink to your backhand. You're gonna go 0-2.
Wait
It's
till I
okay,
start
they're
easy.
35 plus. They'll be good.
Okay, let's hear your cute story over here now.
So Mark and I were playing Sanibel, in Florida there, and the beautiful island kind of looks like Hawaii. A couple of years ago, and the Cinco de Mayo Classic, so it was around May 5th.
Yeah.
Right, Cinco de Mayo.
Right around this time.
Couple pivas is
I wish I was
translate what
going
that
to
is.
Florida next week.
Oh, yeah, or you're there. I wish I was there for the U.S. Open. But we were playing this tournament. I came out strong. I always come out strong in tournaments, but again, a little shaky first game. But we grinded our way to actually get a silver in that, facing Dominic. What's his name?
There were only two teams.
What was the?
Domenico Geminiani.
Yeah, that guy's it's PGA. He could play pro golf and then come on and rip pickleballs to your dome at you. I should have earned it as partner. I was just too much of a wuss then. But we faced one team. This nice French guy, right? He was nice. We started out.
Good guy.
I
I
think
remember he was wearing a glove.
Yeah. I think there was also a medical timeout for like 15 minutes at one point with him.
Yeah, he cramped. He cramped.
Yeah. It was really hot. Hot Florida weather, and he was getting pissed because momentum's everything in pickleball. Mark and I were just on a tear, and he literally whipped his paddle outside the facility, over the fence into the gator-infested waters. There were signs like, "Don't go here. There's gators." And I saw one, and we're like, he had to. I guess it's a great way to take a timeout for 10 minutes because he doesn't have a paddle. I don't know if that's the USAPA rule book around like whipping your paddle outside the court, what the rules are. But anyway, we're like, dude, are you going to go get that paddle? And he said, yeah. So he literally climbed over the fence like he's a Navy SEAL because he's just like enraged with like whatever, and went into these waters to go fetch his paddle that was soaking wet. So I don't even know if it worked properly.
Was it floating?
Yeah, I don't know. And he took it like 10 minutes. He came back, got a cramp like 5 seconds later. 15 minutes we were waiting for him, and we still took him down with all his antics and his tricks he had. So shout out to that guy. If he ever, I don't even know his name, I don't want to say it, but if he ever is watching this, just know that you imprinted that experience on us, and it was really funny.
Oh, that one's good. I think for my story, I also in Florida, I think all the crazy stuff happens in Florida. You see all these
Florida Man, right? At Florida Man.
Interesting
You
characters.
see all these
out
stories
there.
in the country clubs. Oh, fight with this person, right? There was no fists being thrown, but one of my friends from Toronto messaged me to meet him at Holiday Park. If anyone knows Holiday Park, it's attached to the Florida Panthers training facility, practice facility. So he was playing there the day before with Roberto Luongo. Blocker, save, boom. He said that Roberto had the craziest hands ever. It's just like a wall. Then we get there the next day. So he goes from Roberto to Luongo. We're on the challenge courts. And it's me and him against this guy who just got out of jail yesterday. I'm not joking. This guy's like giving him like these crazy smiles. Like he wants to just body bag him, like put the ball through his forehead. And I won't say his name.
He was probably drilling on a wall.
But you did.
He's probably drilling on a wall in jail, like crazy hands, probably all day.
Just all day. But so me and my buddy, we're playing against this guy, and he's like trying to crack some jokes, like keep it light. And this guy's just not having it. He's ready to just go and be like, he's like, what did I do, buddy? Like, I'm just here doing nothing. This guy's like, don't mess with me. I just got out of jail. He's on the challenge courts. He wants all the smoke. So I said, this is the last game we're playing. And we'll go back to the regular courts. So it's crazy stuff. You never know who you're going to meet in an open play. You'll either meet maybe a billionaire, an ex-convict, and that's the beauty of pickleball, in my opinion, right? It has no barriers, so you gotta love it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, picklers are built different, right? Like, serious.
Maybe this year we'll do a series at the new courts at Woodbine Beach, 10 brand new courts, and we'll do a series about who we meet at the beach.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Pickle, right? Oh, you have one more story at last.
What?
Last year, the Sandpaper guy that almost
Oh,
tore our head off. Yeah,
dude.
how can we forget that guy?
Dude, this again, like I think I mentioned in a couple pods.
He was wearing
Work
winter
boot.
boots.
Yeah, with his work boots.
Yeah, that was
Steel
crazy.
toes.
Yeah, listen, you could hit your shins before
He
you
did
play.
bag you in the head first point of the match.
I was playing singles versus some dude on the outdoor courts, and he was putting topspin on a ball like it was looping like 2 feet down, right? And I was like, this guy's insane at pickleball. And so happens he glued like 10,000 grit sandpaper to the center of his paddle, hit me directly in the face, pretty much, like right here.
The first point.
And a couple of characters. I got some double fisters with 2 paddles and a back brace, like something out of Star Wars. Like 2 lightsabers. So a lot of characters out there for sure.
I feel like from where we started playing pickleball in an unregulation gym, the gym was probably width-wise like 40 and lengthwise probably like 35.
I don't even know.
And that was just a body bag fest when we started. People were just going for straight body bags, no dinking.
Aces,
nothing.
Everything.
So
shout out to Dave Katz's crazy serve in the gym with the crazy acing everyone.
Hooks it into the wall.
Yeah,
and then
we're done.
You body check the wall.
Yeah. Hey, we all start there, but listen, crazy. I'm sure we'll have some crazier stories.
Producer, so for everyone who's still sitting in their chair after these crazy stories and they're not jumping into their computer, where can you find the giveaway for the Steel Cup Invitational?
Yeah, so
Invite only.
So we will have everything on the Instagram page. We'll have a dedicated post that details all of the sign-up specifics, everything that you're going to have to do. We're going to have a like and a reshare, follow, kind of usual giveaway campaign.
Sign off your firstborn child as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, we only ask for a paddle and your first child in exchange for to being admitted. But yeah, everything will always be on the Ontario Pickleball Academy Instagram page. We'll share it to our story, so go and check it out there.
And last shout out, Mr. Shaw. If anybody is a 3.5 plus level tournament player and they want to up their game, we will be having a
OPA performance camp coming July 8th and 9th, which is a Wednesday and Thursday in Hamilton.
Producer doesn't know. He'll be one of the coaches as well. So
Yes,
if you
he
ever
will
wanted
be.
to learn from Riley Reviews, now is your chance. July 8th and 9th. It'll be myself, Mr. Shaw, Mr. Reviews if he's in town, because I just gave him the invite.
And Mr. Larky.
Mr. Lurkey. We have 2 professional video coaches. We're going to be doing expert analysis to show you where your pain points are. Because I can tell you the same thing 1,000 times, and you'll still not change if you don't see it. You're a visual learner.
Shout out filming your games when you play as well, rec games. It's way better to see what's going on. I look like a pencil out there standing too tall, but without further ado,
producer needs to play some doubles now. Good luck, buddy.
See ya.
We're out.
peace.